Alright YouTube, what is going on? It's ConflctNerd Cam here today, bringing you another episode of my Airline Tycoon Let's Play. So starting off today, 216,000 passengers, that is a pretty mad amount. Image is also 100%, personnel couldn't really get much better, and nor could planes, so overall we're definitely doing extremely well. So in this episode, ideally I want to go ahead and take over... I really want to go ahead and take over another airline. That's the ideal thing to happen. However, I don't know what's going to happen really within the market. But what I want to do is get more planes in the air and just make more money. I really want to go ahead and... Right now, if we go ahead and look at our planes, I think all of them inside are 3 stars. In every single department, which is great. All the transatlantics, I believe all the new planes are as well. And if they're not, they're going to be. But they are all there, which is good, right? But the problem is, I've not started upgrading anything on the technical side of any of the planes, and there's a lot really to be done, to be honest. So that's going to cost me quite a lot of money, and I need to save up for that. For example, just for the security aspect of the technical side of each plane, it's going to cost 6 million to get to 3 stars. Now obviously when I get all these to 3 stars, we'll get more first class guests, which will be good, and we will make more money in turn, but that is going to be quite large initial payments, and considering we have the best part of, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planes at this stage, and we're probably maybe going to gain a new plane this episode as well, then it's going to cost us a lot of money. Really, we're looking for about 10 million for each plane, so we really need to go ahead and pluck out 80 million. Now per day right now I'm probably making about 5 million, so it's not that big of a problem at all. I do want to get this plane into action though, the REM shelled, and what this plane is going to be doing is it is going to be mainly flying, I think it's going to be the London to Berlin route. So right now, as we can see, these planes are doing absolutely terrific. They're bringing in basically about 90,000 per flight, which is good to see. So I need to go ahead and see London Berlin, what's the route capacity there? So it's at 53% actually, so to get that to 100%, what we need to do is just go ahead and get the REM shelled into action to get that up to 100%. Looking at the Berlin to Paris, you should probably be at about 100% capacity. You're not, but you're definitely getting closer, which is good to see. I just want to see how full yous are, and it looks like all the planes are full there, 152 out of the maximum there, and same there, 152. So you're at the maximum. So we do need to get this plane into action. To get this plane into action, we need, it looks like, just 5 flight attendants, and then we'll be good to go. So we'll go ahead and work on that, and then we're also going to go ahead and jump down to the bank and see what's happening there with the other airlines. So in the last few episodes we've done a lot of plane buying, we've done a lot of gate buying. I will probably have to go ahead and buy another gate to start this episode off as well. Where are we at the other airlines in the business, I guess? So right now our stock price is up at $99, which is good, but down a little, and the other airlines haven't really changed too much, which is a shame. I went ahead and I guess did some more reading, or tried to find some more documentation on this game about if there's any tactics to wait and I guess have the other airlines sell some of their shares, but supposedly you can't really do it. What you really need to do, supposedly Sunshine Airways goes bankrupt after about 2 or 3, I think it's like 3 or 4 months into this game. So we're at day 85, so we're into month 3, so hopefully Sunshine Airways will start to run into money issues soon enough, and then I really don't mind, to be honest, who, I should win this. I really should win this and take over all the other airlines. But for the time being we do have lots to do, so first of all what I'm going to do, run upstairs and try acquire myself a new gate. As you can see, the airport is just much more busy in general. We have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gates, not in action right now, 2 of them are in action. There's some branch offices which really not interested in, to be honest, unless it is Berlin or Paris or New York. So would like expansion in the airport, but you have to contribute $1 million, which I'm happy to go ahead and do. I know this will be 6 gates, and 6 gates seems like a lot, but at the same time I'd rather have more gates in the airport because it's just less clashing for me to deal with. We're going to go ahead and check security and make sure all our security is still here, and it's not. For some reason every time I go ahead and load a save or an incident happens in with the airport, I guess you could say, there's a bit of a security flaw. But we're gaining about 5 million per day, we're going to lose $1 million, so it's still going to be 4 million profit, but we're not going to be prone to sabotage, which is a good thing. Just going to run down here and see what's happening today. So, looks like lots of flights to New York. We have 3 planes that fly to New York, so no wonder there. And we've also got a bit of flying to Berlin today as well, which is what we expect. So let's go ahead and return up to the office and see what we need to go ahead and do. So, we need to go ahead and get ourselves 5 flight attendants, and that's really all we need to do, I think. I think everything else is fine and is in order, totally okay. Just having a look, and I think everything's totally fine, so let's go ahead and get on with getting some more flight attendants. So I'm not too bothered, I guess, about... So I need 8 more flight attendants ideally, so I'm not in a rush to get them all today. That plane doesn't need to get into the air straight away. I don't want to just go ahead and get rubbish flight attendants to get the plane into the air as fast as possible. What I'm looking at is just getting top quality staff, and if it takes 2 or 3 days to find them, then the plane will just wait. Because the plane can wait, there's no worries about that. Anyway, so 12 applications here, so... Moderately talented, qualifications aren't too good, I will take that on board. Compared to the qualification, the salary is good, but I need a good qualification. That's not good enough either. I'll take very talented, because I think very talented is good enough. Very talented, again, it doesn't really, I don't care if they're too expensive because we have the money. Another very talented, so that's 3 in a row. Gifted, I'll take you to be honest, because gifted is good enough for me as well. Another gifted, so I'll take you on as well. How many more do we need? Very talented, we'll take you. We're actually doing quite well here. The salary is okay, but the type of qualification... I think we'll take that as well. Above average isn't good enough, especially for that price. And then gifted, so I think we've hired quite a lot there, but I don't know if we've hired enough, if you know what I mean. So let's go ahead and just have a look and see if we have. He said we needed 8 more, but I feel we didn't need that many more. So this plane is now into action and actually can start to fly, which is good, and it looks like we actually have an extra flight attendant as well. So you're going to be going ahead, and I'm going to rename you because you're going to be the London to Berlin too, so I'm very quickly just going to go ahead and rename this. And there's a reason I always like cut out the bit where I'm typing. 1, because I always make spelling mistakes, but 2, I have a mechanical keyboard and it's really loud, and that's the reason why I bought a silent mouse, just because it is silent and I hate the sound of clicking. That's one thing that, I don't know if it bothers other people, but it just really annoys me, and that's why since about episode number 7 or 8 I believe, we've been using a silent mouse. I think it just makes the quality that little bit better. Anyway, so now I have to do the really enjoyable thing and go ahead and stuff loads of London to Berlin into here, so this is going to take a while. Again though, with these newer planes, we originally were using the Boeing 737... Boeing 737-400s on this route, but now we went ahead and for both London Berlin 1 and London Berlin 2, we've got this kind of plane here, the Sojet Union II-86, and they're much faster, they can go at a much faster speed, which means the flight time has gone from 4 hours down to 3 hours, so it means we can fit an extra 2 flights in per day, which is a good thing, which at the end of the day means more money, and I believe these planes can carry like 285 passengers, which you can actually carry much more than that if we go ahead and change the seating arrangements. So I'm going to have a ratio of 9 to 1 just because it's mainly, we're really struggling to attract first class passengers, and I know why that is. It's because the technical specifications of the plane, they're all at 1 star and I've not really touched that, but if I go ahead and upgrade that, we should start to attract more first class passengers going forward. So let's go ahead and actually fill this up. So I'm going to skip this part forward again because it is the least enjoyable thing for me and probably for you guys to watch as well. Right, so that is the setup filled in. So it's going to start off from 2 AM in the morning because the other London to Berlin, it starts off from midnight. So I don't really want them to run from the exact same time. So they're starting off, I guess, a 2-hour difference. So there's a little bit of a difference, but there's a gate clash on Wednesday. So at that time, I'm imagining that like all planes are just in London, which is just kind of unfortunate, but we will have a new gate as of Sunday because Friday into Saturday it gets built, and then Saturday to Sunday we can claim it, so it'll be fine for Thursday. So use of gates, that's the problem there. You can see in red, it looks like all 5 gates are getting used at the one time, which that's just really unfortunate timing. It looks like Wednesday is a really busy day for the airport here, but hopefully, well, all the issues should be solved by then anyway, so everything should be good. Anyway, what I'm going to do is just check the mail. Again, it'll just be promotional stuff. I need to make sure again that the routes image hasn't started to go down, and I know that is very rare for that to happen, but it can happen. So you're at Berlin to London's at 99%, Berlin to Paris is at 100%, and then London to New York should also be at 100% as well. So all is good there, and the capacity of that London to New York is up to 46%, which is nice to see. Anyway, so let's go ahead and call it a day. Let's skip forward, and we made, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 million overnight, so still a good amount. What we're going to go ahead and do now is go ahead and claim that new gate. So the new gate has been built, but we need to go ahead and, I guess, get our paws onto that. You can see multiple of my planes there just going down the taxiway. I need to go ahead and grab gate number 8, so I believe this will be our 6th or 7th gate. This will be our, hold up, how many gates have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be our 6th gate overall actually, which is just insane, absolutely insane. But it's kind of needed, and you can kind of tell. Ideally I want to have a gate per plane. Now we have 8 planes, but we only have 6 of them that use London Airport because I have my route which 2 planes use, which goes from Berlin to Paris non-stop. So I don't really need to go ahead and have gates for those. So with that done, that'll be in action as of, that should be in action as of now actually, our new plane. So how are you doing? So you're not quite full, but you'll get there, that's for sure, as time goes on. And then that gate issue should be sorted for Wednesday, so all should be good. So what I can go ahead and do now is I'm just going to skip forwards until tomorrow and see that this new gate is in our hands and make sure that that gate collision has gone. And then we're going to go ahead and jump down to the bank. And then we're at 40 million, so probably what I'm going to do is just skip forward a few days. So that's just got 6 gates of our own now, which is nice to see. And we're definitely the best airline in the airport, that is for sure. So that is us confirmed gate 8, which is good. So now, there is still a collision there though. How can there still be a collision there? Like, honestly, how? Like, hold up. I must have done something wrong on one of these Berlin to Paris. Yeah, I have done something wrong here. And it's because I've filled a day up with the wrong flights. That's my problem. So, you should be going to Charles de Gaulle instead of to London. That was my only issue. So, it looks like I've mucked up a day, which is easy enough to do. So, you are the Berlin to Paris. So, we'll continue flying you guys. Well, does this thing work? No, it doesn't. I thought there was a faster way on top of the way I was doing actually, but there's obviously not, to go ahead and fill up this grid. However, it won't take me too long to very quickly just correct my error there. It's so easy to make errors like this, honestly, because everything is just so similar, it's all in different order, you need to copy it over, and you just need to copy it over so much, it's just an absolute mess. Anyway, with that done, that is the gate issue totally sorted, so both the London to Berlin 1 and 2 are all good. I probably should go ahead and fill in the rest of this very quickly though. And voila, so there we go. So the next thing I need to do is just go ahead and jump down to the bank and see how everything is doing. I think everything else is in pretty much good order, so I think we don't need to really do anything else today. So let's see how the bank is doing. So no share changes at all, to be honest. Looks like our share price has gone up though. That's with us just getting a new plane into the air, which is finally happening, which I'm extremely happy about. Anyway, let's go ahead and check the board and see what is going on. And then what we'll do is, I think we'll go ahead and start doing some more sabotage, because we've not done some of that in a while. So let's go ahead and actually look at the other airlines as well, because I want to see how they're actually performing. So they've not got a lot of flights in action, in saying that I can't really tell because I've got so much flights going on in the boards. But let's start off actually with all of their, I guess, let's just go through all the statistics here. So the routes, they're really not making any money off routes, and that's where we've made the most of our money. We've made 275 million off routes alone, which is just insane. Orders, they've made a lot more money on orders, which is understandable, so their orders are much higher, but I'd rather do routes than orders, because orders is a good thing to start with, but you should really be going ahead and progressing on to routes. I'm not really at all sure how we made 109 million on miscellaneous, don't understand that, but as you can see, we've made To our nearest rival, which is Sunshine Airlines, the total amount we've made is 5 times the nearest, which is Sunshine Airways. So 80 million times 5 gives you 400 million, which is what we're on there. Overall, our maintenance costs are actually surprisingly low compared to the other airlines. The other airlines bought second-hand aircraft, whereas we never bought second-hand aircraft at all. We did inherit them at some point, but we fixed them up, and that's really where the 12 million has came from. Bar that, it pretty much has just been new planes, because I think new planes is the best way to go, because the amount you actually save on second-hand aeroplanes, you just go ahead and the money you've saved you just put towards fixing the plane up, really. Going ahead and looking at the stocks, stock price, we know about the stock situation. Our value of stock is finally actually the most valuable at 16 million, which really isn't actually that much, to be honest, so I could easily go ahead and buy an airline out if the shares were available, but unfortunately they're not. My bank account is definitely the best by far, and we have 100% share, and we have 100% image as well, which is something very good, and that actually costs a lot of money, but it's good to see that we really don't have to go into the advertisers ever again. One new thing which has changed is the amount of planes that other airlines have, so they have 10 and 13, so we're actually lacking in planes, but I really don't know what they're doing with their planes, because they've only got one route basically, 2 routes, but it's one route because it's the return flight, so I just don't understand what they're doing. Are the planes just sitting on the ground? Again, Sunshine Airlines has 14 branch offices, absolutely no point in that. We're leading on the number of flights, not the number of orders, not the number of last minute. We've had 2 delays, and we've had not many accidents and not many sabotages. Sunshine Airlines and Phoenix Airways recently have just been going at it non-stop though, so their numbers are much higher. Finally, our passenger count is coming up to 250,000. Content 65%, employees, we have, so Sunshine Airlines has 83 employees, but they're not flying, so that's why I get the feeling they're going to go bankrupt soon, and I think they're going to have to start selling shares at some point. Anyway, with all that done, what we'll do is we're going to run back up to the office, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip forward a few days, because there's not really much need to go ahead and do anything else. All of the planes that we have are in action, which is good. I literally have to do nothing, so I'm probably going to skip forward about a week very quickly. So before I actually go ahead and skip through the week, I just want to see what I'm making in an individual day. So we're at 46.2 million right now. We skip forward to tomorrow, and we're up to 51.8 million. So we are making about, what, 5.6 million there, which is absolutely wonderful, and that has us broken the 250,000 passenger mark. It looks like roughly per day we're carrying about 6,000 passengers now, which is just an insane amount, and our money just keeps on going up and up, but that's why I want to go ahead. Looks like we're maybe carrying even more than that, maybe 10,000 passengers a day actually, just with all these new planes, and the new planes have something like 340 seats or something, so it's an insane amount, that's for sure. But I'm just going to go ahead and continue to get the money up so we can go ahead and start upgrading our planes later on this episode. Right, so that is me skip forward pretty much a full week, so that is us up just about 300,000 passengers, which is wonderful to see. So let's go ahead and first of all start off by checking the mail. My name is Laura and I live in Australia. Please send me a bar of chocolates, then send this letter to 5 other people you know and you'll get 5 bars of chocolate. That's great, isn't it? You get 5 bars of chocolate and you only paid for 1. That is like one of those, I guess, Facebook messages, you know, like if you do not share this within 5 seconds, you will die or something like that. It's one of those like, now you've started reading, you cannot stop reading or something bad will happen. All bullshit. Again, another promotional, Phoenix Travel, Sunshine Airways promotionals, and none of ours. I don't really care though, because all around our airline image is at 100%. We've also got all our routes, individual routes at 100%, so there's no need to go ahead and do that much promotion. Anyway, I said we'd do sabotage, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Very quickly just run down to the bank and see if there's any changes. If not, we're going to go ahead and start sabotaging hard. Now, I don't know what protection I guess that other airlines have. So share prices have gone up and down quite a bit with the other airlines actually. Unfortunately, I've lost a bit of my share in Phoenix Travel, which is a shame. So now Sunshine Airlines has more control in that airline. I just wasn't keeping on top of shares because I've been skipping days so fast, but to be honest, it's not the end of the world. Our share price is at $100. Sunshine Airways has gone up quite a bit, but Phoenix Travel is still kind of low in the terms of things. But we have 80 million, so we can go ahead and pretty much buy an airline out whenever we want to. He's actually going into the bank right now, so I just want to see what he is doing in the bank, if he's issued more shares or what. Maybe he's in a bit of financial situation. Doesn't look like he's done anything. He might have taken out a loan, however, so that is something interesting to look at. Anyway, let's go ahead and do some major sabotage incidents. So let's go ahead and see you, the crazy guy, and I'm going to go ahead and deploy some sabotage onto both airlines. So do something special for my opponent and publish a false press release. That would be very good. So that is aimed at Phoenix. So yeah, I know you can get me an 8% discount, but how? And then we're going to basically just go ahead and do the same thing for Sunshine as well. I already have enough work tonight, so unfortunately I can only do one at once, but if we go ahead and do that daily going forward, then everything, it'll hopefully just bring the share price down of the other airways. Interesting to see as well that Phoenix Travel finally has another flight in operation today. Anyway, so now that we've saved up like 80 million, we're going to go ahead and start to upgrade some of the planes. So if we go in here and we jump into the technical side of things, I'm going to start off with the Transatlantics because they're probably the most, especially Transatlantic 3 and 4, because I believe these are the Galaxy planes. And if you didn't see 2 episodes ago, then these are probably our best planes. I believe they cost like 25 million each or something. They've got a really long distance and overall they're just amazing planes. So let's go ahead and say we were to upgrade everything to 3 stars, right? That would cost 18 million as a one-off cost to kit out the plane. Now 18 million is a lot of money, so I can probably only do a few planes at once. So we've gone ahead and did that plane. We'll go ahead and also do the Transatlantic 4 as well for the time being. And then again, we're just going to have to save up some more money so we can do the other planes in the future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a day, and then again we're going to gain like, that was an insane amount of money overnight. Was that 10 million? That could have near enough been, or no, it was more like 6 million, but still. So that's those 2 planes upgraded. Please, press release urgent. For technical reasons we had to cancel today's scheduled flight for Sunshine Airways. Please refer to other airlines to reach your destination. So that's my sabotage incident, which is kind of funny actually. So any kind of sabotage as well, which must only be unlocked later in the game, I guess. So that actually is quite funny, and as you can see there, yeah, Sunshine Airways has had a sabotage incident against them. I kind of want to destroy that image a bit and kind of make it like, if we can push towards like -5%, that would be even funnier. Again, I'm just constantly checking the letters though to see what's happening in the world, but there's really nothing exciting. One thing we do need to go ahead and do is buy some more fuel as well actually, so we'll go ahead and get that when Petrol Air opens, and I believe that's not till 11 AM in the morning. So we'll run into the bank and see what's happening today. I really don't think much has changed, but you never know. I need to keep on top of this stuff. So Phoenix Travels, nothing's changed. Holy shit, something has changed though at Sunshine Airways, so I need to go ahead and buy up the rest of the stock which I had. So you've got a lot of shares issued for some reason, so I'm going to go ahead and grab all of these. So the 29%, that's going to cost me 35 million now, holy shit. But I mean, that's no problem. That is totally fine. So her share price has gone up quite a bit. Ours has also gone up though a lot. Phoenix Travels is down. So it's interesting, she's maybe needing money, that's what she's probably needing. So I maybe shouldn't buy them up instantly to be fair, because that is I guess going to give her capital which will keep her afloat for the time being. We're down at 12 million, which is actually kind of the lowest amount we've had in a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip forward probably about 2 weeks actually, and then I just guess wait until we have a lot more capital. Right, okay, so I've skipped forward God knows how many days, and it looks like we cannot skip this briefing, so we might as well go ahead and see what this is up to. I've got the feeling that Phoenix Travel has been caught sabotaging Sunshine Airways. That is usually what happens. So there's been a sabotage incident on Sunshine Airways, just like usual. Employees were taught to being on strike. And then let me guess, Phoenix Travel is responsible, yep. So we can just go ahead and skip that. That is the first fine, which is $1 million. So with that done anyway, we've skipped forward a lot of days. I want to go ahead and see if upgrading those aspects of the plane, which we did, all the technical sides of things, to 3 stars on the Transatlantic 4 and 3, has actually attracted more first class customers. So looking at the Transatlantic 3 and 4, as we can see here, we have 310/17, and we have 310/17, so it looks like more first class passengers are attracted to at least at Transatlantic 3 anyway, and there's the exact same pattern on the Transatlantic 4 as well. So on both of these planes, if we want to go ahead and make more money, then first class tickets go for much more than second class tickets, so we might as well go ahead and change the ratio up to, I'm going to change it to about a 7:3 ratio to see if that works. And that was on the Transatlantic 3, and I'm going to do the same on the Transatlantic 4 as well, and then I guess we'll have a look in a few days and see how we're doing on those fronts. Again, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just upgrade the Transatlantic 2, and then we'll upgrade the Transatlantic 1 again tomorrow. So I want to run down to the bank and I guess just see where everyone is at in their banking situations, and then we're definitely going to buy some fuel today, do one more sabotage incident, and then we're going to call it quits there. So my share price is still doing good, Sunshine Airlines hasn't changed, and same with Phoenix Travel, and it's really frustrating because this series is kind of just waiting on one of them making a move, which I can't really go ahead and speed up. That's just a thing which is just going to take time, which it frustrates me. If there was anything I could do, it would, but it's just probably going to be skipping a lot of days going forward. But again, there's not much need to do anything between days because everything's set up for us. So this here is the end. Now I'm going to tell you why this is the end. So I continued playing this game until I was the only airline left. Now I can't remember where the last day was, but it's up to 328 days, and to be honest, all other competitors were out the game by about day 250. I just wanted to see how much money I could make per day. So at this stage, as you can see, I'm at a ridiculous amount of money. That's not really important though, it's really about how the other 2 airlines went out of the game. So Sunshine Airways, we all know what Sunshine Airways were always up to. They were always up to sabotage. And one morning in the meeting, this is when I wasn't recording, I guess I was just skipping through, just waiting to see if either airline were going to go ahead and sell up some shares, but none of them really would, which was annoying, hence why I was skipping so many days and I wasn't recording. But we're in a meeting one morning and the airport manager just says, right, you're getting banned, you're getting your license revoked because you've done too much sabotage. And that kind of makes sense actually. If you do too much sabotage, then I believe she got caught a total of 10 times I believe, so then she got her license revoked. I think that's our new plane in the background there, which kind of looks really ugly. We're actually now the only airline in this airport, by the way, which I'll talk about in a minute. So that meant that it was just my airline, Falcon Lines, and then also Phoenix Travel, the red airline left. But they fell to something similar. They actually ended up going bankrupt. I'm not really at all sure how, but they did. So they landed up going out the game, so that just left me. So the reason I didn't record all that was, the bottom line was, it wasn't me doing anything, it was the game doing something. I didn't buy any more shares, I didn't do anything else, so there wasn't really much need. But in the last, I guess, hour or so, I've just been playing this game for the fun of it, because it is a really good game actually, so I decided to go ahead and make this route here the BT route, which goes from Berlin to Tokyo. I basically just went ahead and spammed loads of planes on this, making really good profit, basically about $1 million every single time. Made 5 of those. Kept the Berlin to Paris, made an altercation to the London to New York, so that was the transatlantic route originally, which I changed it to. However, I went ahead and made my own plane, and it can carry 450 second class passengers, 75 first class. That makes like $1 million every time. I've got 5 of those. We've then got the London to Berlin still, and then we've got the Tokyo to JFK, and I made this one recently just because I thought why not. It's using a special plane as well. It's using the Super 70, the Douglas, which can go a range of 12,000 kilometers. That's a plane that actually costs 80 million, but every single day I gain $33 million, so it's really interesting. But we're the only airline in the airport now, so as you can see I have every single one of the gates, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gates that are available, and I don't believe there are any more. So this, in a sense, this is my airport really, which is quite cool. You can see a plane in the background there about to take off. We'll follow it, it should appear, there we go. And then by now, I believe by this window it should be in the air, so we won't see it. Oh no, we do still see it. So you're planning on taking off? Oh, we landed up in the museum there, but oh well. So that's it pretty much done, to be honest. We got so many planes in action, and that was the reason I didn't record it. But I'm going to wrap the series up here because there's nothing else for me to do. Literally, I can go ahead and continue to play and play and play, but there's no point because I'm not competing against anyone. The only thing I can do is better myself, which is not really that entertaining. I can only really go ahead and make more money per day, which I'm making $33 million per day, which I think is good enough as it is. So let's just go ahead and go over the final statistics. These weren't actually statistics when I won the game, but I just want to go over a few things. So right now, I had to issue more stock, but my stock rate ends at $119. Value of stock is $477 million. In my account I have $910 million. Passengers flown, that is the biggest one. It's 2.8 million pretty much. 2,840,239 passengers. Flights is at 12,655, which is just insane. And that's really it. One thing I want to do before I wrap this up though is go ahead and I want to see if I can break the game. Don't know if this is a good or bad idea or not, but so as you can see there, I went from like 910 million to 932 million. If I do that again, so that's me at 932 million, then I go up to, I should go up to about 964. Okay, I only gained 30 million there actually, that's a bit disappointing. I don't think this game can go into a billion, or I'm not 100% sure if it can, so I want to push that threshold and see what happens. So as we can see there, we have 997 million, and then if we go ahead and, oh no, it does go into a billion, but it kind of shows it rubbishly to be honest, so that's not very entertaining I don't think. But that's us into the billions I guess, so that's definitely us being a success. And this could just continue and continue and continue, and that's what I felt the last 2 episodes or so were like, and it got very repetitive towards the end, but the early days were definitely the most fun, and it was good fun starting that airline. It's also interesting to see, right now it is winter. I don't know specifically what day of the calendar year it is, but this is me into probably just about month 12 actually, so we're ending month 11 if I have my days correct. 333 days, if there's 365 days in a year, then take away 30, that's the average length of a month, then yeah, we're pretty much at the end of the 11th month, which is pretty good maths. Anyway, it's really nice to see the snow outside as well, and when you go ahead and reset the days, you would have seen there the airport had snow outside it, which was pretty cool. It's just all our airport now, to be honest. It's really strange not seeing the competitors around. As you can see, these are all our gates, so we've got a flight going to New York, another one, 2 flights going to New York at 10 o'clock. We've got one which is just arriving from Berlin at 9 o'clock. That could be the plane pulling in now, which it is. We've then got a plane which has literally just gone through it. This is my new plane I built actually. Oh, there's 2 of them. So they're obviously off to go to New York. Don't know if there's anything else going on, doesn't look like it. But I'm gonna end this series here, so hope you have enjoyed watching it. If you'd like me to try Airline Tycoon 2, which I don't know if I want to or not, I don't even know where I am. But if you'd like to see me play that game, I'll look into it anyway. I'm not really that bothered. I've heard the reviews are mixed, but I'm willing to give it a go if people would be willing to watch it. Anyway, that's it for this series, so thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, rating, subscribe if you are new around here. That's all for this series and episode, so thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.